Hello, friends. Are you currently receiving a SASSA grant or expecting one soon? Well, then you absolutely need to pay attention to this video. There's urgent news that could directly affect your upcoming payment, and the deadline to get this right is fast approaching, before May 1st. Now, we all know how important your SASSA grant is. For many, it's a vital source of support to cover essential costs like food, utilities, and healthcare. But what if something crucial changes and you don't know about it in time? That's where this update comes in. There's some important information you need to be aware of that could impact your next payment or even your eligibility for continued support. If you've been relying on these payments, you want to make sure everything is set and ready to go before May 1st. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know, step by step, including new adjustments, deadlines, and what you can do right now to avoid any delays. From policy changes to potential disruptions, I'll cover all the details to ensure you're fully informed and prepared. So, if you don't want to miss out on any critical updates that could affect your future SASSA grants, keep watching. There's no time to waste. May 1st is just around the corner, and you need to stay ahead. If you've been hearing rumors or unclear messages about the process, now's your chance to get the truth. And before we dive into the full details, if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button. It really helps us reach more people who need this vital information. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, so you're always the first to know about important updates like this. Let's get into it. So, let's get right into it. May 1st is an important deadline for anyone receiving a SASSA grant, and I'm sure many of you are wondering, what's the big deal? Why is this update so urgent? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain why you absolutely need to know what's going on and what steps you need to take to make sure there are no surprises when your payment is due. First off, if you've been receiving your SASSA grant without any issues up until now, you might think you can just sit back and wait for the next payment to come in. But that's exactly the kind of thinking that could cause problems. There have been some important changes to how the payments will be processed, and if you don't act soon, you could find yourself facing delays or even missing out on funds you depend on. You may have heard some rumors or seen some posts on social media about changes to the SASSA system. Some of these rumors are true, and some are not. So let me clear up the confusion for you. The most crucial thing to know right now is that there are new requirements being enforced starting this May 1st. If you don't meet those requirements, you may experience delays or interruptions in receiving your grant. You don't want to risk that, especially if you rely on your monthly payment to get by. What are these requirements, you ask? Well, one of the key changes is that SASSA is tightening the verification process for grant recipients. This means that you will need to ensure your details are up to date in their system. Things like your bank account details, contact information, and any other personal information they have on file will need to be verified before your next payment is processed. If anything is out of date or missing, there could be issues, and your payment could be delayed. Now, you might be thinking, but I've been receiving my SASSA grant for years, why should I worry about these updates now? The reason is simple. SASSA is doing everything they can to ensure that payments go to the right people and to avoid fraud or mistaken payments. So, it's not just about you receiving your funds on time, but also about making sure the system is secure and fair to all recipients. That's why they've introduced this updated verification process. It's actually a good thing for you in the long run, but only if you act quickly. If you don't update your details in time, you could face a delay in receiving your grant, and that's the last thing you want when you rely on it for basic needs like food, bills, and medical expenses. Now, I know that verifying your information might sound like a hassle, but don't worry. It's actually a simple process. You'll need to log into your SASSA online account or visit a local SASSA office to confirm that your details are up to date. If you've changed addresses, switched phones, or changed bank accounts, you'll need to let SASSA know. It might only take a few minutes of your time, but it can make a huge difference when it comes to getting your grant on time. But that's not all. Along with the details verification, there have also been some adjustments to the payment structure. Depending on your type of grant and your personal circumstances, you might see some changes in the amount of money you receive. The good news is that many grants are being increased to keep up with inflation and rising living costs. So, if you're eligible, you could be looking at a larger payment in the near future. The downside is that you may need to meet additional eligibility requirements to receive the increase, and May 1st marks the deadline for these changes to take effect. For example, there could be changes based on things like your income, health status, or even your age. If you've recently turned 60, for example, you may qualify for a different type of support. So, if you haven't updated your status with SASSA recently, it's a good idea to make sure they have the most accurate information. That way, if there's an increase that applies to your situation, you won't miss out on it. I know all of this might sound a little overwhelming, but don't panic. The key is to take small actions now to make sure you're not left behind. The last thing you want is to find out, right before your next payment is due, that your details are incorrect or missing and that it will cause a delay. That's why I'm here to walk you through everything and make sure you're ready. So, what's the next step? First, I want you to take a minute to check your SASSA account, yes, right now, if you haven't already. Log in, review your details, and make sure everything is up to date. If you don't have an online account or can't access it, you can visit your local SASSA office and get help there. If you notice anything that's incorrect, take the time to correct it now, rather than waiting until the last minute. The deadline is May 1st, so time is of the essence. If everything looks good, that's great. But if you notice any discrepancies or if you're having trouble with the system, I highly recommend reaching out to SASSA customer service. They are there to help, and they can assist you in making sure everything is in order. Don't hesitate to ask questions or request assistance if needed. The last thing you want is to be left wondering if you did everything correctly. And just in case you're still wondering about the new changes, let me also reassure you that these updates are designed to help you. SASSA is working hard to ensure that the grant system is efficient, transparent, and fair. Yes, there will be some adjustments, but they're all about making sure that you receive the support you need and that the system is free from fraud. Think of it as a way of protecting your benefits and ensuring that the money goes where it's needed most. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of acting before May 1st. If you don't take action, you risk experiencing delays or missing out on vital support. No one wants that, so let's make sure you're fully prepared. I promise it'll be worth it to double-check your details, even if it feels like just another task to handle. Also, if you found this information helpful, please like this video and share it with others who may also need to know about these updates. There are many people out there who are likely unaware of the changes and may miss out on important benefits simply because they didn't act in time. By sharing this video, you're helping to make sure everyone who depends on the SASSA grant is ready and informed. If you have any questions or if you're unsure about the changes, drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to help clarify any concerns and guide you through this process. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you never miss another update that could help you manage your benefits more effectively. Thank you for watching, and remember, acting now can save you from headaches later. Get those details updated before May 1st, and you'll be all set for your next payment. Stay informed, stay prepared, and as always, take care of yourself.